You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Bold and Beautiful fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I've got your early edition weekly spoilers for April 8th through 12th. I've got a lot to unpack for you. I'm super excited to talk about everything. We've got Steffy, Hope, and Finn stuff. We've got fallout after the funeral. We've got some Luna action and all that comes with it. If you haven't, though, please reach down and click subscribe. And now we're going to start, as we always do on early edition spoilers, with a quick run through of what's happening the rest of this week to give you context for what is coming next week. Starting with Wednesday, April 3rd. If you haven't seen it yet, it looks like Finn has changed his mind when he initially got the phone call from Deacon about Sheila's funeral and memorial service. You know, it sounded like he was agreeing with Steffy that he wouldn't go, but he does a 180 and he decides he will go. And Steffy is furious. She's going to remind him again that Sheila and her 9 toes shot them both, left them to die, all that good stuff. But nonetheless, he is going, and he is going to run into Hope there because while the Logan ladies don't want Deacon to ask her, he went ahead and asked her, and Liam tried to talk her out of it, but Hope has decided to be supportive, so she shows up, and that means she and Finn have some more FaceTime. And of course, Bold and Beautiful is teasing us right now with Hope and Liam happy family scenes, and then they're going to be teasing us with Finn and Hope scenes as well, trying to entice us into this idea that there's some kind of thing starting for her with another guy, but I just don't buy it. We'll see. So we're going to have the farewell service to Deacon's beloved Sheila kicking off on Wednesday. Although Liam's like, doesn't want Hope to go. Steffy doesn't want Finn to go. They are both going, and we're going to see Steffy and Liam together then on Thursday, April 4th's episode. They are very conflicted about Hope and Finn attending this memorial. I am still hoping Lee Finnegan shows up for it. Of course, Deacon wouldn't invite her or anything. I have no indication from the spoilers that she is going to be there, but I would just absolutely love to see it. So we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. At the memorial service, Finn speaks, and he gives a very sweet and passionate, heartfelt goodbye to the biological mother that he did not really know very well at all. Meanwhile, speaking of dead Sheila, Lauren Fenmore, her old nemesis from Genoa City, is in LA. She shows up to see Eric Forrester, and they're going to have martinis and talk about how great it is to know that Sheila is pushing up daisies. Donna is in scenes with them too, so we have Jennifer Gareis back on scene, and it's going to be some martinis and Sheila Carter smack talk happening. That takes us to Friday, April 5th, and Hope and Finn are bonding over a shared connection, and of course, I think they want us to think this is trouble for both Thomas and Steffy, but I just, again, I'm not seeing it. I'm not feeling it. We'll see how it plays out on Friday and what Bold is giving us. Eric and Lauren continue their Haha Sheila's Dead tribute, anti-tribute, I guess, on Friday, and they are toasting that she is no longer a threat to them. We'll see, because on Friday, Deacon Sharpe escorts Sheila's body to the crematorium because he just can't let her go yet. That just seems so weird. Like, when have you ever seen something like that? Not that they do a ton of funerals on Bold and the Beautiful, but they do, you know, some death things every now and then. And I just cannot recall them ever doing a crematorium. So again, I've said this, but I'll say it again. It bears repeating. I will believe that that is Sheila Carter dead in the box when Deacon pulls off a sock from the corpse and counts her toes. All right, that takes us into early weekly spoilers for April 8th through 12th. We've got Luna continuing to be itchy with guilt as RJ says he's expecting that the three of them will be working very closely on Hope for the future now that Thomas Forrester bailed after he broke up with Hope Logan. It's going to be very, very awkward. And of course, Luna is still keeping it zipped about what happened with her and Zende, but I don't know how long she can stay quiet with all three of them in the room working in that little design office together. Steffy is not going to like finding out that Hope and Finn were spending quality time at that memorial service together. And I'm just wondering if Hope's going to rub it in her face that she was there to support Finn when realistically she thinks it should have been Steffy. But how are you expected to show up to the memorial service of someone who shot you and play nice? Unless, you know, there's a biological tie. Like with Finn, it's like, it's still weird, but you kind of get it. With Steffy, she's got no motive to go. She can comfort Finn when he gets home, although she didn't want him to go. We're going to get more chatter about what Thomas and Douglas are doing off screen in Paris. I expect Ridge to talk about it, other people, but I don't expect to see them for a while yet. And I do anticipate some fallout from Sheila's funeral. If there's any inkling that she is alive, the cremation and the memorial should offer us a clue. We'll wait and see. Sheila's the kind of person that would absolutely show up at her own funeral and creep around corners, you know, but we'll see. Lauren Fenmore heads back to Genoa City after gloating with Eric, but if good old Nine Toes is alive, Lauren may want to watch her back. We are also on the countdown to the Ivy Forrester comeback, presumably in May sweeps, which starts on April 25th. We don't know the exact date that Ashley Brewer is back as Ivy, and it doesn't look like she's back for a long turn. So I'm very curious if she might be involved in the Thomas and Paris stuff. And, you know, that would be kind of interesting because Hope might actually see her as a threat because Ivy and Thomas had a little flirtmance. They kissed at one point. I know it's icky because they have the same last name, but they do not share any biology in common. If you don't remember, Ivy is the daughter of Eric's brother. So she is blood related to Eric, and Ridge is not blood related to Eric because his dad is Massimo Moroni, which means that Thomas has no blood relation to Eric. So yes, he and Ivy are biologically in the clear if for some reason she plays into this Paris storyline. A lot of people are hoping she's back for Liam, which would be great, you know, but since she's not expected to stick around, I don't know how that would work out. And we're going to have more scenes of Liam around Hope. He seemed to kind of take it to heart when Beth mentioned how much she liked them together as a family, but I do not think Liam's focus is going to pull from Steffy over to Hope because he's just been so uber focused on Steffy. And with everything happening with Steffy and Finn, the time might be right for Liam to slide in there. And of course, Hope's heart and mind remain on Thomas and what they had and whether there might still be a chance to put their relationship back together after he comes back from Paris, or maybe after she goes to Paris. We'll see. I think that's all going to blow up in sweeps. That is all the early spoilers we have for you. Now, I want to talk about one thing for the full weekly spoilers, which we'll have for you later in the week. So on Monday the 8th, and we're talking about the week of the 8th through the 12th, there is the Big Eclipse, the annular big to-do eclipse. And for instance, ABC News is preempting from 2 p.m. on because the eclipse runs from like 2:30 to 5:30 Eastern. But CBS may also interrupt because this is apparently breaking news, but being as it's like 2 to 2:30 coverage start with the news channels, that should be outside of the reach of the CBS soaps airing. You know, it should more affect like the talk and stuff like that. But we will know more once we get the full weekly spoilers. So just be aware with the stuff coming that there may be a preemption, but I'm not really anticipating it. I'll know more and I'll update you guys later in the week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure and come back every single day. We're here talking B&B all week long. Drop your comments. Please subscribe if you haven't. And as always, this is Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.